Hello, everyone. This is Al Red Sox fan coming to you from Al Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. Hopefully, we have fixed the issues with the mic. That's always joyous. And let's just go to a sound check. Yay, it works. Okay. Well, we're going to play a little APBA baseball here. Card and dice makes everything nice. 1976 American League Championship Series, Game 5, Reimagined. You got to get creative when you only have 20 cards. It's an original APBA set. Take a sip of Gatorade, and without any further ado, play ball. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year to one and all. World's Worst Gamer, how you doing? Hopefully you can hear me. I'm pretty sure the sound check came through. And awesome. All right. So, little different setup. We got the board right here, the boards. And so you can possibly see what's going on. APBA Basic is a very fun game. And let's get to the starting lineups for the Kansas City Royals. Again, it's reimagined. I don't have all the players, thus reimagined. We have Al Collins in right, Tom Poquette in left. George Brett plays third, bats third. Cleanup hitter at first baseman John Mayberry. Hal McRae bats fifth, is the DH. Amos Otis, center fielder, bats sixth. Frank White plays second and bats seventh. The little general, Freddie Patek, bats eighth, plays shortstop. Buck Martinez does the catching, bats ninth. On the mound for the Royals is Dennis Leonard. He is a B-grade pitcher with a YZ modifier. For the Yankees, here in Game 5, reimagined of the 1976 American League Championship Series, Mickey Rivers leads off. He's in center, followed by Roy White in left. Batting third, the Yankee captain, the catcher, Thurman Munson. Cleanup batter, first baseman, Chris Chambliss. Carlos May bats fifth. He's the DH. Greg Nettles bats fifth. Mans the hot corner. Bats sixth, excuse me. Batting seventh, right fielder, the Fro, Oscar Gamble. Playing second base, batting eighth, Willie Randolph. Batting ninth, playing shortstop, Fred Chicken Stanley. On the mound for the Yankees, as he was in actuality in Game 5 of the 76 ALCS, Ed Figueroa. He is a B grade with no modifiers. All right, so let's play some APBA baseball. Bases empty chart. And here we go. So Dave Collins to lead things off here. Let's put the cards right here, I think. The pitch to Collins. Righty-righty matchup. 33. Right away, we roll doubles. That's a 7. That's going to be a base hit. Can't use my glasses. I'm too close. So a 7 on a B grade. And you can see that is a single to right. So Dave Collins singles. He's a fast runner. Will that come into play? We shall see. So Collins singles to right. That brings up Tom Poquette, left fielder. And we have to change the board to runner on first. Yankees hoping to turn 2 here. The pitch to Poquette is a 32. 32 off the Poquette card is a 26. We look at the 26. Now, the Yankees are a fielding point team, 38, so that's column 2. But a 26 is hit to the second baseman. Willie Randolph's a 7, so it stays column 2. Hard slide prevents the double play. So Collins goes in hard, up ends Fred Chicken Stanley. No throw to first. They get the force on Cowan, so he's out. 1 down. Poquette's at first base on the fielder's choice, 4-6. So 1 out here with Poquette at first. He's a normal runner. Figueroa now has to deal with the left-hand batting George Brett. Figueroa has the sign for Munson. The pitch to Brett. 41 to George Brett. 41's a 28. 28. Ground ball to short. Charging is Stanley. Only plays to first. Brett is retired. Advancing to second is Tom Poquette. So Brett is out 6-3. As Stanley makes the throw to Chambliss. 2 outs. Poquette in scoring position for Big John Mayberry. Here's Big John. Royals trying to take a 1-0 lead. Figueroa looks over his shoulder at Poquette. Now picks up the sign for Munson. He deals to Big John Mayberry, 63. A 63 is a 34. He jams him. That's going to be a pop-up. Fred Chicken Stanley, the shortstop on the outfield grass, makes the catch. Poquette is stranded. Oh, you know what? I forgot to switch to the second thing, but it doesn't really matter, though. It's going to be an out. So, again, a 63 is a 34, and it is still a pop-out to short. Had he had a Y modifier, it would have been a strikeout. And I still didn't use the right chart. 34. Guess what it is? Pop out to second base instead. So he pops out to Randolph. There we go. Got to remember to use the right charts. All right. It's an out no matter what. That I do know. So they strand Poquette at second. Royals fail to score. We go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Yankee Stadium. So good job by Figueroa pitching around the runner in scoring position. That will bring Dennis Leonard to the mound. The Royals are 42-point defense, so they're column 1. Again, it might alter with the position player number as we're using. I like to use this sort of optional rule for basic with the individual fielding ratings. I like it. So here's Dennis Leonard. Leonard to face Rivers, White, and Munson. The righty Leonard to Mick the Quick, the left-hand batting center fielder, Mickey Rivers. That's a 22 for Rivers. 22 is a 7, and that's a single. Single to right. Again, B grade 7 single. Past the dive of Roy White into right field. Mickey Rivers is a speedy runner. So the Yankees get their leadoff runner on. Dwayne, how you doing? Dwayne Mart's YouTube network. Please check out and subscribe to that channel. So Mickey Rivers at first. Now we flip the chart. Runner at first base. Leonard faces Roy White. White's going to swing the stick here. Switch hitter White batting lefty. Martinez sets the target. The pitch to Roy White, 24 is a 13. I know that's a strikeout no matter what. Swing and a miss by Roy White. Breaking pitch, down and low. 1 out. Rivers still at first. For the Yankee captain, the catcher, Thurman Munson. Leonard is ready. Peeks to first. Now he deals to Munson. That's a 54 to the Yankee captain. 54 is a 32. Runner at first. 32 That ball's going out to right field. Collins is a 3, so it stays to the 1 column for fielding. 54-32. Fly ball to Collins. He makes the catch. Retreating back to first is Mickey Rivers. Munson goes back to the bench. Yankees looking for a little 2-out magic from Chris Chambliss. Chambliss, the true hero, as he had the walk-off homer in reality in Game 5 at Yankee Stadium. The pitch to the left-hand batting first baseman Chambliss from Dennis Leonard. That's a 41. That's a 24. Runner at first, 24. Would have been a double play ball. They don't need it. It's a ground ball hit to Patek. He'll fire to first. The side is retired. We're through 1 here at Yankee Stadium. No scored. Game 5 reimagined. As we only have 20 cards, this is an original APBA set. I kind of like only having 20 cards. Got to get creative. So for the Royals in the top of the second, McRae, Otis, and White. Ed Figueroa back up on the mound. And first thing we have to do is switch back to the bases empty chart. Again, I'm just trying different layouts here. I don't know how I'm going to like this after I'm done. So we're going to do that. Gives you a feel. You can see the chart. You can catch my mistakes. Everyone loves catching my mistakes. I am human. All right, so it's Figueroa to face McRae. McRae is the DH. Steps to the right-hander's batter's box. Here's the pitch to Hal McRae from Figgy. Ed Figueroa. That's a 41 to McRae. So a 41's a 24. I know that is an out roll. So the 24 is a ground ball to Fred Chicken Stanley. Stanley's up with it, fires a strike to Chambliss. McRae is retired, 6-3. Hello, Mike. How you doing? Mike Terran, 1976, OVA. Check out and subscribe to his channel. 1 out for Amos Otis. Otis actually did not play in this game. Here's the pitch to Amos Otis, righty-righty matchup, 25. That's an 8, but the B grade will take it away. It's a well-hit ball to center field. Mickey Rivers going back at the track, makes the catch. Otis gave it a ride, but not far enough. 2 down. Base is still empty. 2 outs for the second baseman, Frank White. White did not actually start, or I didn't see if he played in the game. I didn't check all that. But it was Cookie Rojas who actually played in the game. Figueroa looking for a 1-2-3 inning. The pitch to Frank White. Righty-righty matchup, 33's an 8. Another deep fly ball to center field. Mickey Rivers on his horse, reaching up, makes the catch, taps the wall. Side is retired. 1-2-3, go the Royals. In the top of the second, we go to the bottom of the second. Game 5, American League Championship Series 1976, reimagined. No score. Due up for the Yankees, May, Nettles, and Gamble to face Dennis Patrick Leonard, B grade YZ modifier. All righty. Here comes Carlos May. Left-handed batter. He's DHing today. Leonard to May. 44 is an 8, and he's a B grade. May sends that ball deep to center field. Racing back is Amos Otis. Amos makes the catch. May heads back to the bench. 1 down. Ball so far not traveling out of Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. 1 out for Yankee third baseman Greg Nettles. Another left-handed stick that Leonard must face. He has the sign for Buck Martinez. The pitch to Nettles, 61 to Greg Nettles is a 22. 22. Now, the Royals are a fielding column 1, and that's going to make a difference. Had they been a fielding column 3, would have been an error. Instead, it is a diving stop by the first baseman, John Mayberry. Big John, from his knees, tosses to Leonard, covering the bag. Well done by John Mayberry. Nettles is retired. Nettles robbed of a hit down the right field line by Mayberry, scoring at home 3-1. 2 outs, base is empty. Bottom of the second, no score. Game 5, the American League Championship Series 1976 Reimagined. Oscar Gamble steps to the left-hander's batter's box. Leonard rocks and deals to Oscar Gamble. We're looking at a 53. A 53 is a 15. Oh, boy. 15. Now, this is a fly ball to left. They're fielding column 2. Roy White is a 2. Let's just check this out to see. Yes. So it stays fielding column 2. Now, had it been hit to right, hypothetically, right, if this play had been hit to right, the fielding column 2 would go to fielding column 1 because Gamble is only a 1. He is not a good defender, at least per APBA or range, however you want to put it. So Roy White on the 15, you can see fielding column 3 is an error. It's a can of corn for Roy White. He waits for it to come down, squeezes it. I'm sorry. Poquette squeezes it, and Poquette's a 2, so he's fine. He makes the catch, using this as an example, but it was hit to the Royals and Poquette. Side is retired. We're through 2. We go to the top of the third, no score here at Yankee Stadium. So what I was trying to explain, which I did correctly, but then I started using the wrong. Had it been hit to right, and it's say it was a 17. The Yankees are and they're fielding column 3. He still makes the catch on 2, though. Had it been hit to right, Yankees are a fielding column 2, but because Gamble's a 1, it goes to a fielding column 1, and he would have made an error. That's all I was trying to explain. We go to the top of the third. No score here at Yankee Stadium. So here's Ed Figueroa back up on the perch. Base is empty chart. He'll face the little general Freddie Patek, then the number 9 batter, the slow-footed catcher, Buck Martinez. Top of the order, Al Cowens. Figueroa to Patek. Righty-righty matchup. 65 for Freddie Patek. 65's a 35. And that's going to be a pop-up to Munson. Munson tosses the mask askew, makes the catch. Patek is retired. On the pop-out to the Yankee catcher, 1 down. Number 9 batter, the catcher, right-hand batting, Buck Martinez. Munson sets the target. The pitch to his counterpart, Buck Martinez, 23 to Buck. So a 23 is a 27. I know that's an out. 27. Now, again, Figueroa has no modifier, so there's no strikeout. It's a hard hit ball to third. Diving stop by Nettles. He pops up, fires a strike to Chambliss. Martinez retired 5-3. Two outs, base is empty here in the top of the third. Figueroa looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Cowens singled and then was forced out in the top of the first. The pitch to Al Cowens from Ed Figueroa, 16's a 28. That's going to end the inning. Ground ball to Fred Chicken Stanley. He's up with it. Throws to first. 1-2-3 go the Royals. We go to the bottom of the third. No score here at Yankee Stadium. due up for the Bronx Bombers. Randolph, Stanley, top of the order. Mickey Rivers to face the B grade B grade YZ modifier, Dennis Leonard. Leonard's ready to work. He kicks and deals to Willie Randolph. Randolph with a double one. So you see the 0. It's going to be a reroll on the D column. Randolph with a reroll here on the D column. What will he get? 45. That's a 6. That is a double. A leadoff double for the speedy Willie Randolph. So Randolph at second. Fred Chicken Stanley's going to bunt. So Fred Chicken Stanley is going to bunt the ball here. We will switch to the runner at second chart, but we're going to be using the book. The bunt is located in this little book. I like these charts. The newer games comes with the book, but I like the charts because I like the coloring. Red's an out. Yellow might be something, something's happening there. Green is a hitter, an error, so on and so forth. So Fred Chicken Stanley, after the leadoff double to Willie Randolph, is going to bunt. Sacrifice bunt. So we use the little booklet here. And my rolling for bunts is like my field goal kicking. Usually not good, or me trying to steal in a game of Strat. Stanley squares. Here's the bunt. 16 on the Stanley card is a 28. So now we look at the 28 here. Bunted near the mound. Leonard pounce on it. Throws to first. Covering on the wheel play is Frank White. Advancing to second. Advancing to third, is Willie Randolph. So a good bunt. That's a sack. $16. Let's make sure we got that right. 28. Goes 1-4. Randolph to third. 1 out. So Fred Chicken Stanley does his J-O-B to the joy of Billy Martin. So we have a runner at third, 1 out, top of the order, Mickey Rivers. Will they play the infield in? Oh, all right. Odd in, even back. It is even. They're going to play the infield back. They'll play for the out. They'll give up the run. It's early in the game. Rivers trying to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Leonard looking to strike him out. Here's the pitch to Mick the Quick. Randolph at third. 31 is an 8. B grade. Lined into the left center field gap for a hit. Mickey Rivers trying for 2 is thrown out at second base. Tom Poquette throws to Freddie Patek. Oh, is that a 9 or an 8? Hold on a second. My fault there. My fault. Hold on. Let's see here. Nope. Here's the 8. I was looking at the 9 by accident. That's a fly ball to right, caught by Cowens. But it's deep enough to score Randolph. So 2 down. Mickey Rivers gets the sack and the ribby. 1-0 Yankees. So right there, it's a sack fly by accident. I looked here where it's still Rivers is going to be out, but he gets a hit and he's thrown out at second. But there's the 8 right here. He's lucky he was a B grade. Had he been an A grade, It would have been a base hit and the run scored. So 1-0 Yankees. 2 outs, bases empty. Roy White comes to the plate. So we go have the bases empty now. 1-0 Yankees. And Roy White is 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim. The pitch to Roy White, 64, is a strikeout again. Gets him looking. Roy White barks at the home plate umpire, but they're not going to change the call. The side is retired. The Yankees do plate 1. Double by Randolph. Sack bunt by Stanley. Sack fly by Rivers. That's small ball the way Billy likes it. We go to the top of the 4th. Billy Martin happy. Yankees 1, the Royals nothing. Game 5 of the 1976 American League Championship Series reimagined, as we only have 20 cards per team. So you got to reimagine a bit. Ed Figueroa to the perch with a 1-run lead here in the top of the 4th. He will face Tom Poquette, George Brett, John Mayberry. I shall take a sip of Gatorade. As we're trying out a new look again, we put in the board right here where you can see it, the boards. All right, Tom Poquette reached on a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 1. The pitch to Poquette, left-handed batter from Ed Figueroa. It's a 62. A 62 is a 32. And that's going to be sent to the left center, sent to the right center field gap. Making the catch is Oscar Gamble. 1 out. So Gamble got a good jump on that. 1 down. That brings up George Brett 0 for 1. Brett grounded to Stanley. Stanley, a Martin favorite. Figueroa looks to Munson. Munson sets a target. The pitch to George Brett is a 41. That's a 28. Ground ball to short. Up with it is Stanley. He throws to Chambliss. Brett is 0 for 2. Deja vu all over again. George Brett grounds out to Fred Chicken Stanley. 2 outs, bases empty. 1-0 Yankees. Top of the 4th. Big John Mayberry steps to the plate. He could tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. Figueroa rocks and deals to Mayberry. 55 is an 8. And on the B grade, we know it's a deep fly ball to center field. Mayberry just missed it. Rivers back to the wall, makes the catch. Yankee fans breathe a sigh of relief. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The New York Yankees 1, the Kansas City Royals nothing. Game 5 of the 1976 American League Championship Series reimagined. So Figueroa, if he throws 1 more shutout inning, will go to an A grade. That sends Dennis Leonard back to the mound. Leonard, in the bottom of the 4th, will face Munson, Chambliss, in May. 1-0 Yankees. The pitch to the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson. He flew out to Al Collins. He's 0 for 1. 54 to Munson. 54 is a 32. 32 is a fly ball to right center field. Al Collins will race over and once again make the catch to retire Thurman Munson. 1 down. 1 out, base is empty for the Yankee first baseman, left-hand batting Chris Chambliss. Buck Martinez wiggles the fingers. Leonard nods his head. The pitch to Chambliss. 33 to Chris Chambliss. It's a re-roll. It's a 0, so that goes on the D column. 43, and that's a double. Chambliss laces a double to right. So Chambliss with a 1-out double. He's a slow runner. That could come into play on a ball hit to the outfield that they try to score Chambliss on. Here's Carlos May. May flew to center. Leonard looks in. He's ready. The pitch to May. 23 is a 29. Runner at second. Runner at second. As we switch the charts. So a 23 is a 29. Nubbed to the first baseman. It's a swinging bunt. Charging is Mayberry. He'll flip to Leonard covering the bag, and Chambliss advances to third. So that's 3-1. 2 outs, runner at third. Yankees would love to get an insurance run here. It'll be up to the third baseman for New York, Greg Nettles. Nettles 0 for 1. He grounded to first. Leonard kicks and deals to Greg Nettles. 65 is a 35. Is Leonard a wild pitcher? No. So Nettles chases away, pops it up, foul territory, left side. Brett and Patek going for it. Patek calls off George Brett. He makes the catch. Side is retired. Chambliss stranded at third. We go to the top of the fifth. 1-0 Yankees. Game 5. 1976 American League Championship Series reimagined. Due up for the Royals, trailing by 1. McRae, Otis, Frank White. And before we put Frank White there, let's go to the bases empty chart. There we go. Here's Eddie Figueroa. To face Hal McRae, the DH. McRae 0 for 1. He grounded to Stanley at short. Figueroa, righty-righty matchup to Hal McRae. McRae with a 61. That's a 40. A 40 is a foul ball out of play. Now, again, Figueroa has no modifier, so he's not wild. It's strike 1. 0-1 count. McRae steps back to the box. Pitch homeward bound again to McRae. 13 is a walk. 14 is a walk. Tying run at first. Hal McRae, he's a normal runner. Yankees look to turn 2 in the infield. Mike says, I became a Stratomatic fan in 1976. We're going to get some more 1976 Strat on the channel. I like 76. It's a fun year. Not necessarily because the Red Sox were good. They weren't. They're mediocre at best. I like Mark the Bird Fidrich. And big fan of 1976. World's Worst Gamer says, I don't think I've ever played anything from 76. It's not like the most exciting season. I mean, the League Championship Series in the American League was excellent. All right, so we have a runner at first, no outs. Amos Otis coming to the plate. Otis is going to swing the stick. He's not going to bunt here. Yankees hoping to turn 2. The pitch to Amos Otis, 41, is a 24. And it's a tailor-made double play. Hard hit ball to short. Stanley flips to Randolph on to Chambliss. Maybe he should have bunted. 2 outs, base is empty. 6-4-3. So with 2 outs now, Frank White will try to get something going. Amos Otis not happy with that at-bat. Frank White flew out to center. Now we go bases empty. The pitch to Frank White from Ed Figueroa, 43 to Frank White. 43 is a 29. Figueroa has no modifiers, so it's not a strikeout. It's a chopper back to the mound. Figueroa cleanly fields it, calmly throws to Chambliss, and the side is retired, scoring at home 1-3. Figueroa has gone through 5 scoreless innings. Well, 5 innings with not an earned run allowed. Figueroa's pitching grade now moves to an A. So Figueroa moves to an A grade. Bottom of the 5th, Yankees up 1-0. Leonard back up to the bump, trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. He will face bottom third of this Yankee order, Gamble, Randolph, and Stanley. Leonard to Oscar Gamble. Gamble's 0 for 1. We're looking at a 36. That's a 33. Leonard is a Y modifier. That's a strikeout. So Gamble chases high. Leonard picks up his 3rd K. First time it hasn't been Munson. 1 down. Here's Willie Randolph. He doubled, reached 3rd on the sacrifice bunt by Stanley, and scored on the sac fly by Mickey Rivers. Martinez sets the target. The pitch to Willie Randolph is a 14. That's a 30. Fly ball to left center. On the run, making the catch is Tommy Poquette. 2 away. So Poquette makes the catch in left center. Base is empty for the number 9 batter, one of Billy Martin's favorites, Fred Chicken Stanley. Stanley, no official at-bat. He had a sac bunt, as we stated, to help lead the Yankees to a run. Leonard to Stanley. Righty-righty matchup. We're looking at a 65. 65 is a 35. That's going to be a pop-up. Behind the plate, Buck Martinez racing back towards the screen. Now backpedaling, makes the catch, stumbles. As he sits down, he shows the ball to the umpire. Stanley is out on the pop-out. 1, 2, 3, go the Yankees. We go to the top of the 6th, 1-0 New York. So Ed Figueroa, 5 scoreless innings. You can actually give up a run as long as it's not an earned run and still move up a grade. He can't move past an A grade. You can only move up 2 grades, but not beyond an A grade. So he's a B pitcher. He can only go to an A. Figueroa will face Patek, Martinez, top of the order, Cowens. The little general, Freddie Patek. Trying to get things started here. Here's the pitch to Patek from Figueroa. 44. It's an 8. Patek gives it a ride to center. Mickey Rivers Almost is burnt, but he races back, leaps, and makes the catch. The little general nearly burns Mickey Rivers. Again, that actually, he's an A grade now, so it's no longer a deep fly out to center. It's still an out, but it's a pop out to third. So he's an A grade. So now he's going to get, with bases empty, and out on the 8 and 9 because he's pitching well. So because I had B grade stuck in my mind, I know 8's an out to center. But Patek, in reality, pops out to Nettles. 1 out. Mike says, I believe about 1976. That year, I was in my living room watching the game, rooting for Kansas City. Weren't we all? They did come back to tie the game. I was just rewatching the game on YouTube. But Chambliss walks it off in the 9th. All right. 1 out for Buck Martinez. The pitch to Martinez again. Figueroa is an A grade. I got to remember that. That's a 54 to Buck Martinez. 54 is a 32. That's going to be out number 2. Fly ball to right. Gamble makes the catch. 2 down. Two outs, top of the order, Al Collins. Collins has a little pop. He has a hit. In fact, that's the only hit the Royals have against the Yankee pitcher, Ed Figueroa. Collins 1 for 2. Figueroa kicks and deals to Al Collins. Righty-righty matchup. That's a 64. Swing and a miss. Collins chased high and away. Figueroa records his first strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 Yankees. Figgy pitching a gem here. Dennis Leonard, trying to keep it a 1-run ball game, will face the top of the Yankee order, Mickey Rivers, who has the only ribby, sac fly to right, which scored Randolph back in the bottom of the 3rd. Then Roy White, followed by the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson. The pitch to Mick the Quick. 12-25. Leonard is a Y pitcher, not an X pitcher, so it's a hopper to second. White flips to Mayberry. The speedy Rivers is retired 4-3. 1 down, bottom of the 6th. Here's Roy White. Yankee left fielder, switch hitter. He'll bat lefty. White has struck out twice against Leonard. Martinez goes through the signs. Leonard's ready. The pitch to Roy White, 54, is a 32. That ball is hit out to right field. Gamble racing over, makes the catch. 2 down. Base is empty for Thurman Munson, the Yankee catcher and captain. Munson, Collins made the catch. Sorry, I said Gamble. Munson has flown out twice to Collins. Here's the pitch to the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson, from Dennis Leonard. 63 is a 31. That ball's driven to center field. It's going to stay in the ballpark, though. At the track in front of the wall is Amos Otis. He makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees as Munson flies out. We go to the top of the 7th. 1-0 Yankees. Due up for the Royals, Tom Poquette, George Brett, and Big John Mayberry. Figueroa, A grade. He has thrown 6 scoreless innings. Can he throw 7? Yankees have some milling in their bullpen. Tom Poquette, 0 for 2. The pitch to Poquette. 32 to Tom Poquette's a 26. Base is empty. Ground ball to second. Randolph to Chambliss. Poquette is 0 for 3. Ed Figueroa is throwing a 1-hitter. Here's George Brett. Brett has grounded twice to Fred Chicken Stanley. Munson sets the target. The pitch to Brett, the Royals' third baseman, from Ed Figueroa, 36. 36 is a walk. So 14. Brett is a fast runner. Could come into play with a ball hit to the gap. Tying run at first. Go-ahead run at the plate, and Big John Mayberry. Switch the chart to runner at first now. Again, the new game comes with a book. I have the book. I just like these. I like her. Munson goes out to have a word with Figueroa. Now back behind the plate. 1-0 Yankees. The pitch to John Mayberry. He needs a big roll. 54 is a 32. That's a fly ball to right field and Gamble. So a 32 goes to fielding column 1, but it's still an out. It doesn't matter. Gamble goes back, makes the catch. Retreating back to first is Brett. Now there's 2 down. Oh, Mike was in California for business and a wedding. Says he played pickleball. Did you enjoy it? Hope you had a good time with business and the wedding, Mike. That's Michael Terranova. His channel is Mike, Terran, Terran, 1976, OVA. Check out and subscribe to his wonderful channel. Lots of strap baseball there. All right, we have 2 outs for Hal McRae. McRae has grounded out and walked. Brett will be off on contact. He's a speedy runner at first. Figueroa to McRae, 31. That's an 8. An 8. He's an A grade now. Figueroa is an A grade. He went from a B to an A. We go to the A column. It's a tapper near the mound. Figueroa pounces on it, throws a Chambliss. The side is retired. McRae's out 1-3. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 Yankees. So Figueroa has given them 7. Who will the Yankees go to out of the pen? Do they go to Sparky Lyle? Lyle did not actually pitch in Game 5, but again, it's reimagined. We'll do what we want. Now, Leonard has only given up that 1 run back in the 3rd. Randolph doubled to lead off the 3rd. Stanley sacked him over from 2nd to 3rd. And then Rivers had a sac fly to score the run. Leonard to face Chambliss, who doubled off him last time. May and Nettles. I think that's going to be it for Dennis Leonard. I think the Royals are going to go to the pen here because they got to keep it a 1-run deficit. We could go to Mark Littell. He's an A grade XW. He's wild. Sonny Mingori, he's an A grade with a Z modifier, so he has control. We have Marty Patton, the former Red Sox. He can start or come out of the pen. He's a B grade with a Z modifier, so he has control. So do we go now? Littell, excuse me, he did pitch in game 5, but I think we're going to go in the 7th. World's Worst Gamer says Mark Littell, or what was awful on my draft team, when I was in FOD, a fantasy draft. Was that a fantasy draft league? I think we're going to go with Mingori. They're going to go with Sonny Mingori. Hopefully I said his name properly. And we got to switch the bases empty. Hold on a second. So let's just put that there. I don't want to go with Littell yet because of that W. That wildness. We don't like that. So Leonard's day is done. Leonard went 6 innings. Only gave up 1 earned run. Struck out 3. No homers. We'll fill in the rest later. Mingori's a lefty. And he is an A grade Z modifier. And he comes in the bottom of the 7th. He'll face Chambliss, May, and Nettles. So these are all lefty batters. We might pinch hit Piniella for May. I think May is a lefty too. So we'll find out in a moment. So Leonard gave him 6 innings and only 1 run given up. But the Royals trail 1-0. Yankees are looking to add to that lead. Leonard's day is done. Yeah, you don't want to bring him in with guys on base. That's what World's Worst Gamer is saying. I agree. I just don't want to. We're going to go with the lefty Mingori here. He'll face Chambliss. We might pinch hit for Carlos May with Lou Piniella. All right, so here's Chambliss to lead things off. Mingori's an A Z modifier. The pitch to Chambliss, 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. That's a 35 to Chambliss. 35 is a 9, and lucky we brought in Mingori, because if we left Leonard in the game, it would have been a single. Instead, swing and a miss on a nasty breaking pitch. Chambliss strikes out. Mingori picks up a K. That is huge right there. 1 down. Carlos May will be called back. Lou Piniella will pinch hit for Carlos May, stay in and be the DH. So Carlos May is done. May was 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. So it's going to be Piniella. And it's a 7th. Let's mark that there. Not a big deal. So Lou Piniella, the righty, comes out to pinch hit against Mangori. Nettles on deck. Let's put that right there. The pitch to Piniella. 22 for Sweet Lou. That's a 7. The A grade doesn't stop that. That's a base hit. As Piniella reaches out on the outside pitch and just bloops it to left. So Piniella singles, and he is a slow runner. One out, one on for Greg Nettles. So Piniella just reached out and touched someone there. Good piece of professional hitting by Lou Piniella. Switch to the runner at first base chart. Royals looking to set up a double play in the infield. Here's Greg Nettles. Nettles 0 for 2. Ground out, pop out. The pitch to Nettles. Piniella's at first. 43 is a 29. Runner at first. 29. He is not a Y modifier. So it's basically a swinging bunt. Mangori off the mound to his left. Picks it up. Pivots. Throws to Mayberry. Retiring Nettles 1-3. Advancing to second. The slow of foot Piniella. 2 down now. Piniella's at second. Huge insurance run there. I want to make sure he is he is an S. So that means he's slow. And that brings up Oscar Gamble. Gamble does have if you roll 66, it's a clear homer there. No re-roll. It's just a straight 1. He only has 1 column. You'll see some players have 2 columns because they have a re-roll, see, on the 0. So Piniella to second. Two outs, 1-0 Yankees, bottom of 7th. Huge insurance run is Lou Piniella. The pitch, lefty-lefty matchup to Oscar Gamble. 43 is a 29. That's going to end the inning. Ground ball to first. Mayberry has it. Tosses to Mangori. Side is retired. Piniella stranded at second. We go to the top of the 8th. 1-0 Yankees. World's worst gamer rooting hard for the Yankees. Piniella stays in as the DH. So Figueroa with a 1-0 lead. Originally was a B grade, but he pitched 5 scoreless innings. That upped him to an A grade. He has no modifiers. And since then, he's pitched an additional 2 more scoreless innings. But you can't pass an A. You can only move. The most you can move up is to an A when you're pitching well. Okay, so base is empty, top of the 8th. He's an A grade now. Let's look at Sparky Lyle. He's just an A grade himself. Dick Tidrow's a BYZ modifier. And then we have Doyle Alexander in the pen. I don't know if Doyle if he got traded. Can someone look up to see if Doyle got traded before the end of the 76 season? Probably not, because he's on the roster. And again, he normally doesn't pitch out of the pen, but I only have 2 relief pitchers. So we're going to stick with Figueroa. There's no difference really right now between him and Sparky Lyle. And he's throwing a 1-hitter. For the Royals, it's going to be Amos Otis, Frank White, and Freddie Patek, the little general. The pitch to Amos Otis, who's 0 for 2. Last at bat, he banged into a 6-4-3 double play. That's a 25. That's an 8. Jams him, popped up, foul territory, left side. Nettles calls for it. 1 out. Amos Otis is 0 for 3. Figueroa is dealing. Here's Frank White. The pitch to White. 66! It's a reroll. Can he tie it? He's looking for a 1. He needs something with a 1. 63 is going to be a 6, and that's a double on the D column. A 1-out double, and that could bring Billy Martin out of the dugout. The speedy Frank White at second, a 1-out double to left center. Freddie Patek coming to the plate. Patek has popped out twice against Figueroa. Billy Martin, decision time here. Does he go to his closer, the lefty Sparky Lyle, against the righty Freddie Patek? World's Worst Gamer says June 15th, 1976. Was he traded? I think he was. But again, APBA only cards so many. I mean, I bet if I flip through all the teams, I could get the right players, but who wants to do that? Okay, he's going to stick with Figueroa. Billy going with his gut here. Here's the pitch to Patek. 1 out. The speedy White at second. Freddie Patek with a 64. Swing and a miss. Oh, Freddie Patek swung out of his cleats. 2 down. As World's Worst Gamer says, yes, big trade. Was that to the Orioles? Did Rick Dempsey go on that trade too? World's Worst Game. So Figgy strikes out Patek. Here comes Buck Martinez. Martinez 0 for 2. Do they have a solid 1 as a pinch hitter? He says, yes, it involved the Orioles. Okay, so I remember correctly, which is shocking to me. Let's see. Do we have a 1? No. No. Nelson, Dave Nelson, not liking that. Wolford, 45, 46, 30, makes contact. We're going to stick with Buck Martinez. 2 outs. Top of the 8th. Figueroa. Will face Buck Martinez. Billy Martin stuck with him. He strikes out Patek. White will be off on contact. The pitch to Buck Martinez. 35. 5 is a 38. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Now, Figueroa. So it's a 38. Fred Chicken Stanley will not be one of Billy Martin's favorites at the moment. Stanley, fielding column 2, muffs the ball, hit to him at short. Can't get a handle on it. It's an E6. White to third. Martinez on the hard hit ball to short reaches. First and third, 2 outs, and that's going to be it for Figueroa. Dave Cowens coming up. Billy Martin coming out of the pen. He wants the closer, the former Red Sox, Sparky Lyle. Lyle is, he actually is. He's a A grade Y modifier. So here comes Sparky Lyle looking to get the 4-out save. Figueroa can actually lose this game. He's responsible, though he should be back in the dugout. He's responsible for White and Martinez. Billy Martin glares out at Fred Chicken Stanley. He is none too happy with the Chicken Man. We'll get to World's Worst Gamer in a second. So we have runners at first and third, 2 outs, and Sparky Lyle is coming into the game. First time we've had to go to multiple runner charts. And we have second and third. You flip that over, and guess what that is? It's first and third. Okay, now let's get to World's Worst Gamer, and then we'll write up Sparky Lyle, who will face Al Cowens. World's Worst Gamer says, traded by Baltimore Orioles with Ken Holtzman, Grant Jackson, Elrod Hendricks, and Jimmy Friedman to New York Yankees in exchange for Rudy May, Tippy Martinez, Dave Pagan, Scott McGregor, and Rick Dempsey. And McGregor and Dempsey would be, and even Tippy Martinez would do very well for the Orioles in the very near future. All right. Thank you for the information, our good friend, World's Worst Gamer. Okay. So Figueroa goes 7 2/3 innings. Should have went 8. He's given up no runs, but he's responsible for the runners on the corners. And we'll just leave it at that. Here comes Sparky Lyle to try to get the last out in the 8th, and then 3 more in the 9th. Former Red Sox. Lyle is an A grade. I made a mistake before when I said he had no modifier. He has a Y modifier, which means he strikes out a few more batters. And he actually was tough on righties. Big moment here for the Royals. They're down 1-0. Sparky Lyle's done with his warm-up tosses. Oh, bases are not full. First and third. Second and third. Grab the wrong chart. First and second. There we go. First and third. There we go. Again, with the book, you flip the pages. I actually like the charts better. I have to be honest, I never thought I would like APBA. I'm really enjoying it. World's Worst Gamer says, Lyle always seems worse than real life in my replays. I get that a lot with Sparky, too. Also, with the 67 team, oh, crap, what was the closer? They picked him up from Detroit. Oh, the 67 closer for the Red Sox, African-American player. He always stinks in my replays. I can see him. I can't think of his name. It's going to drive me nuts. Because Lyle got hurt. I can see him. But he always underperforms for me. All right, so Al Collins, a big situation here. A big moment for Collins. Yankee fans holding their breath. No, not a Ponte. Not a Ponte. 1967 closer. I can see him. It's going to kill me. Not literally, but. All right. I'll have to look it up after. Here we go. Big moment here. First and third. 2 outs. Lyle had a word with Munson. Munson back behind the plate. The pitch to Al Collins. 43. Sparky Lyle's going to get the job done here. That's a 29. 29. Lyle is not an ex-pitcher. He's a wide pitcher. So it's a hard hit ball up the middle. Knocked down by Sparky Lyle. Rolls to his right. He picks it up. Tosses to Chambliss. The side is retired. What a play by Lyle. Robbing a hit up the middle off the bat of Al Collins. The Royals, with their best opportunity in the game, leave them on the corners. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 1-0 Yankees. That's an ouch. Yankees 3 outs away from going to the World Series. Mingori back up on the bump. He will face Randolph, who scored the only run of this game after he doubled. Stanley bunted him over to third in a happier moment for Billy Martin. You know who's the happiest man in Yankee Stadium right now? Fred Chicken Stanley. That Sparky Lyle got that final out in the top of the 8th. I got to remember. Oh, God, I can see him. He pitched for Detroit. He came over in a trade. They sent McMahon, I think, to Detroit, and they got him. Oh, my God, I can see him. I can see him. But he never pitches well for me, ever. Doesn't matter what game, whether PC or card and dice, never pitches well. Just one of those things. All right, so here's Steve Mingori. Steve Sonny Mingori to face Willie Randolph. Fred Chicken Stanley. And Mickey Rivers. Nope, not Hiller. Hiller, he stayed in Detroit. Go to the 1967 Red Sox, World's Worst Gamer. Go on Baseball Reference. Oh, as soon as you say the name, it's going to kill me. I can see the guy. All right, here is Willie Randolph to face Steve Mingori. A grade Z modifier. That is a 12. That's a 25. That's going to be out number 1. Ground ball to second. White to Mayberry. Randolph is retired 4-3. Nope, wasn't Santiago. Wasn't Santiago. Oh, Mike says Santiago. No, it's driving me nuts right now. I play 67 the most of any season. Not the whole season, but I mean the 67 Red Sox. I play them a ton. Here's Fred Chicken Stanley, 0 for 1, with a sac bunt that led to the Yankees' only run. The pitch to Stanley from Steve Mingori, that's a 14. That's a 30. It's going to be outnumbered 2. Can of corn to left. Tom Poquette makes the catch. 2 away. Top of the order for the Yankees, Mickey Rivers. Rivers has knocked in the only run with a sac fly to right. Mick the Quick. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 Yankees. Mangori to Mick the Quick. Mickey Rivers, 23's a 29. Rivers. Hard hit ball. Back up the middle. Knocked down by Mangori. To his left. He picks it up. Pivots. And they just nip Mickey Rivers at first. Nice stretch by Big John Mayberry. Mangori retires yes, John Wyatt. That's it. John Wyatt. Thank you, Mike. Oh, it's driving me nuts. He put Wyatt. I was like, yep, John Wyatt. Top of the 9th. 1-0 Yankees. Sparky Lyle is on the mound to try and close it out here. Uncle Dave Gardner, how you doing, my friend? Check out and subscribe to that channel. Of course, Digital Dice with his new partners in crime. Good show, as always. Oh, wow. So Sparky Lyle's going to try to close the show here. Yes, it was John Wyatt. I could not remember. And Mike and World's Worst Gamer and everyone else in the chat, I play the 1967 Red Sox the most. The most. That's the team I play the most. I could see John Wyatt's picture, face in my head. I just couldn't think of his name. Don't get old. It sucks. Actually, it's okay. So Sparky Lyle will have to face Tom Poquette, George Brett, and John Mayberry. Yankees lead 1-0. This is Game 5 of the American League Championship Series Reimagined. Because we only have 20 players per team, this is the original 1976 set. I believe it came out in 77. You get 20 players unless you buy the extra players. I go on eBay. I get these sets fairly cheap, and I'm happy. I did pick up some cool new football sets from APBA. Some Super Bowl teams. And we'll get that up on the channel at some point. Boxing Jones, how you doing? He says, go Yankees. Here's a pitch to Tom Poquette. 43 to Tom Poquette. 29, that's going to be out number 1. Lyle gets Poquette to ground out to Sparky Lyle. He's not an X modifier. He's a Y modifier, so it goes 1-3. Poquette is 0 for 4. Lyle makes the play to Chambliss. The Yankees are 2 outs away from going to the World Series. Here's George Brett. Brett is 0 for 2 with a walk. The Royals only have 1 hit. The very first batter, Al Cowan, singled. Frank White doubled. They have 2 hits. My faux pas. So that brings up George Brett. Lyle has a sign from Munson. Yankee fans on their feet. Yankee players on the top step of the dugout. Here's a pitch. 31 to George Brett is an 8. Lyle jams him. Popped up. Calling for it is the third baseman. Nettles in foul territory. 2 down. It's up to Big John Mayberry now, who's 0 for 3. Lefty-lefty matchup. World's Worst Gamer says, I'm going to protest if Brett hits a home run. Why won't it show that? I hit show. Why did it block that? I don't get that. I don't know why it blocked that, World's Worst Gamer. I try to hit show and it won't do it. All right. Nothing wrong with that comment. I don't know why it blocked it. All right, so John Mayberry. Now they're gonna stick lefty here. Big John Mayberry. They're not gonna pinch hit for him. This is it. Comes down to John Mayberry versus Sparky Lyle in our 1976 Game 5 American League Championship Series Reimagined. Lyle looks in. Munson sets the target. Yankee fans waiting to explode with joy and jocularity. Yankees on the top step of the dugout. The pitch to Mayberry. Oh, it would have been something for the 66. 64. Swing and a miss. Sparky Lyle strikes out John Mayberry. The Yankees take Game 5 of the American League Championship Series 1-0. Yankees pitching holds the Royals to 2 hits. The New York Yankees advance to the World Series. Wow, that was fun. After we had all kinds of trouble with our first attempt to stream with the microphone. Thank you, Windows Updates. I like when you fuck over my microphone. It's lots of fun. Anyhow, yes, I said the F word. It's in jocularity. It's in jocularity. Not really. If you were here when we first started to stream, there's no sound. I did my mic check. It seemed all right, but I don't know what happens when there's an update. So we had to abort that one and have a take 2. What a fun game. 1-0 Yankees. I think the next game we're going to play on the channel, Card and Dice. I think we might go back to Stratomatic, the $39.99 All-Century. This is the All-Stars, and then we have the All-Century team. We'll do something with that again. I'm really enjoying this a lot. I love this. I love this box. I love the cards. They're, again, they're more expensive, but these are not your normal Strat cards. You know, I'd rather pay a little more for better quality. That being said, I probably will not buy a Strat PC game for a long time, especially football, because they have an issue that they didn't fix. Had I known they had... Why is it doing that? Okay. World's Worst Gamer says sexy cards. They are. I don't know why it's blocking this stuff. When I hit show, it's not showing it. It says another moderator handled this, but I'm not... Maybe it's showing. I don't know. Mike says good game out. Enjoy. Thank you. All right, so